Hello friends, I hope you all are safe at your home with your parents, and I myself Chirag Wagela welcomes you all in this video lecture. In previous lecture we have learned about the some types of the share, in which we have learned the equity share as well as the sweat equity share, and before that we have learned about the share capital. And now in today's lecture we are going to learn about the preference share. That one is the another type of the share. Meaning is there the type of the share which qualifies a priority in general in getting dividend out of the profit of the company, and also priority to be refunded the capital at the time of the dissolution of the company are acknowledged as the preference share. Means the shares which have a quality which have qualifies a priority, that means they have first priority to get the dividend from the profit as well as the refund of the capital from the dissolution of the company. So this type of share is known as the preference share. Now the characteristics of the preference share, which may be asked in a 5-mark question, that dividend. Preference shareholders have priority in getting the dividend at fixed rate over equity shareholders. See, preference shareholder have priority to get a dividend at a fixed rate. Means they have right to get a fixed rate price on as compared to equity share. Next one is the refund of the share capital. Means preference shareholder have priority in getting refund of share capital after paying all liabilities of the company over the equity shareholder. Means preference shareholder have any kind of right in getting and some refund or share capital as compared to all liabilities at the over the equity share. So as compared to equity share, they will have right to get a refund earlier as compared to the equity share. Next one is the voting right. The preference shareholder have a right to vote those matters which are concerned with their subject. Means preference shareholder cannot interfere in anyone's matter of the company, but they can only interfere in the subject where their benefit is concerned. Next one is the preference share. Preference. The investor who wants to stable income and safety of capital purchase such type of share. Means the investor who wants a stable and fixed capital income at that time they will purchase a preference share. Next one is the market price. Usually market price of such share is fixed. Means the preference share price is fixed. It will not fluctuate. The market price of such share changes as per the change in interest rate structure. The only when interest structure is changed, at that time the price of the preference share will change. If interest structure is not changed, at that time preference shares price will not change. Risk factor. In such share, priority in dividend and refund of the share capital over the shareholder makes it less risky. Means risk factor is quite low as compared to equity shareholder. So the risk factor is quite low. Now the types of the preference share, which may formally, as per the Company Act 1956, company are used to issue the cumulative preference share, non-cumulative, uh, redeemable, irredeemable, participating, non-participating, preference share, convertible preference share, non-convertible, etc., which we have explained earlier that this type of shares and this type of different types of preference share before the existence of the Company Act 2013 was applied. But after the introduction of the Company Act 2013, there were only two types: redeemable preference share before 20 years and redeemable preference share after 20 years. Means you can cumulate your finance, redeem your finance before 20 years and after 20 years. That one is the difference between the company acts as per the rules and regulations. Now the difference between the equity share and preference share. First one is the requirement. The raise of the share capital is mandatory for issue such share. Whenever you want to issue a whenever they want to raise some finance the capital, at that time they will issue a equity share. It is not essential to issue such share whenever you have no limit of finance, but this type of requirement is not there. At that time you can issue the preference share. Next one is the rate of dividend. The dividend rate is not fixed. See, in equity share there is no fixed equity dividend, but it depends on the profit. The dividend rate is fixed. In preference share, dividend rate is fixed. Rights. Equity shareholder have right to attend a meeting, voting right, and to select the directors of the company. Means whenever they need any kind of requirement, at that time they can vote in the company. Preference share have a right to vote only for the matters related to their rights. Means they can vote only the matter with concern with their subjects. Risk. Equity share are more risky, where preference share are less risky. See, risk factor is higher in equity shareholder and equity share, and the risk factor is quite low as compared to equity share in preference share. Investor. The investor who want to ready to take a risk, want to gain maximum return, invest in such kind of share. Means whenever the investor are ready to take a risk, at that time they can invest their money in the equity shareholder. In equity share, the shareholder who wants to stable income and safety of capital opt for the preference share. Those investors who want the security of their investment as well as the stable income, at that time they will invest their money in the preference share. Market price. The market price of the equity share keep changing. The rate of the such share remains fixed. Means market price of the equity shareholder is fluctuating, but in preference share there is no fluctuation in market price. Next one is the increase in capital. The value of capital share increases due to right share and bonus share. See, whenever any value increase in equity share as well as right share as well as bonus share, the price of the equity share will rise. There is no increase in capital. Means you cannot further issue any kind of preference share. Now the share certificate. The share certificate is a document which is under the common seal of the company. See, share certificate is the one kind of document which generate under the common seal of the company. Common seal of the company means the stamp of the company. Every shareholder has concern in share capital of the company, and for that he has a right to get the share certificate. See, whenever every shareholder have concern with the share capital, at that time they can invest as well as it is a right, it can present as a right to get a share certificate. The share certificate is a primary evidence of ownership of the shareholder. See, shareholder have invest their money in the company, and the share certificate is the primary evidence for the investment proof. A company with the primary evidence accepts that the name of the individual mentioned in the share certificate is the genuine owner of the given number of share of the mentioned value. Means whenever any company accepts that such type of documents which are presented in the share certificate are the true owner, one kind of the person through which they can invest their finance, and they have a ownership right in the company. Next one is the detail included in the share certificate. Means which details should be included in share certificate. According to new company act, details in the share certificate shall be according to form number SH1. They are as below. Means the following details should be included in the share certificate, and it will as per the SH1 form you have to learn in the CS level. It is not necessary to learn over here, but it is a one kind of form where the all necessary details are mentioned as per the Company Act 2013. The name of the company and its authorized share capital. Means first of all you have to present company's name as well as the authorized capital of the company in the share certificate. Next one is the serial number of the share. Means whenever you have seen your board examination sheet, at that time you can find that the right hand side left hand corner you will find a number specific, and that is the serial number of your mark sheet. So this type of number should be presented in the share certificate. Serial number of the share certificate means one kind of serial number of the share certificate as well as share you have to mention over there. The name and address of the shareholder means you have to mention the name as well as the address of the shareholder, that this person who is the resident of that particular area has invested in our company. Types of share held and its number means the person who have held the share and what type of share they have invested. Next one is the nominal value of the share and paid up amount thereon. Means the price of the share as well as whatever amount paid by that particular person. The date and day of the share allotted means whenever the company had allotted some finance and the date and day of that particular allotment. Signature of authorized director and the company secretary means a person's name, the signature of authorized director, the who is the person, and the company secretary. Company's common seal impression means one kind of common seal should be presented in the company's share certificate. Now the clauses regarding the share certificate as mentioned in the Company Act means what type of rules should be there in the Company Act for the share certificate. First one is the common seal. Means the share certificate should have the company's common seal. Means whenever share certificate is issued, at that time it is necessary that the company's stamp is fixed in the share certificate. Next one is the signature. The share certificate should have the signature of two directors and the secretary or the authorized signatory is responsible for the same. Means the share certificate should have signature of the director as well as the secretary, or the otherwise the authorized dignitaries of that particular company. Next one is the joint shareholder. If more than one person holds the share jointly, all the shareholders do not get the individual share certificate for the same share. See, whenever two persons have purchased any kind of share of the company with joint name, at that time company will not issue different certificate to the both the parties, but company issue one certificate and mention both the parties name in the certificate. But on that the consolidated share certificate along with the name of the first shareholder, the names of the other shareholder is also mentioned. Means both the parties name should be mentioned in the share certificate while purchasing of the share is mentioned by the joint shareholder. Next one is the dematerialization of share. This is the important topic as far as your standard 12th is concerned. So all you have to keep in mind this matter very clearly and you have to learn this very carefully. Requirement of the dematerialization of share. The share certificate is a primary evidence of ownership. Share ownership means whenever you have to purchase the shares of the company, primary evidence, and it is a one kind of primary evidence through where you have to purchase the shares and your ownership. If the original share certificate is lost, stolen, destroyed or torn To get the duplicate share certificate is a very long and costly procedure for the shareholder. See, if shares are lost, stolen, destroyed, or torn means to destroy. At that time, they have a right to get a duplicate share certificate as well as shares. But it is a very costly as well as the long procedure for the shareholder. Sometimes the signatures does not match or there is a possibility of transfer by forced signature or it is not received in time by post, then there is a difficulty to purchase or sell such shares. See, sometimes this may issue always occur that the signature does not match with the prior signature. So what happens? The procedure should be conflict and it is the main converted in that the difficulties to purchase as well as the selling of the share. To avoid these difficulties, dematerialization of share is started. See, to avoid this type of circumstances at that time, the Company Act has presented a new clause that is the dematerialization of share. Now the demat or dematerialization. Demat is the short form of the dematerialization, meaning dematerialization of share is the procedure where the shareholder transfer the physical form of the share certificate into electronic format. Means whenever any shareholder wants to keep their share, then the share which are in a form of the physical should be converted in a electronic format, that is known as the dematerialization. For that, investor has to open a demat account with the depository participant. Means whenever the investors who wants to invest their finance, at that time demat account should be open with the depository participant. Depository participant means one kind of agent who keeps demat account, who opens the demat account for the general public, that is known as the depository participant. SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. This is the full form of the SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. SEBI, established in 1992, has its main office is at Mumbai. This may ask in one mark question, where the SEBI is introduced or established and where is the head office of the SEBI. At that time you have to write answer that SEBI is established in 1992 and its main office is at the Mumbai. As per the provision of the SEBI, the person who wants to purchase or sell shares has the compulsory open demat account from the depository participant account. See, as per the provision of the SEBI, means SEBI have separate rules and regulations as per the act. The person who wants to purchase or sell the shares, at that time they have to compulsory open a demat account in modern era, and it is a clause for the demat account. How and where the demat account can be open? See, where is it to be open? Where the demat account should be open? Dematerialization of the share is the process where the investors transfer his physical form of the share into electronic format and keep with depository participant account. Means whenever any person who wants to purchase share, at that time they have physical form, then they have to convert it into an electronic format. There are two types of the institution, NSDL and CDSL in India. See, depository institution who manages all the demat account, that is the NSDL, National Security Depository Limited, and Central Depository Services India Limited. You have to learn both this concept in a standard 12th. So you have to just keep this institute's name very clearly. The institution take responsibility to protect share bonds and other securities of investors. See, the institution who have this type of responsibility to protect share bonds, and other securities in the favor of the investor. So these institutes are also known as the security protector agent. See, these both the institute NSDL as well as the CDSL are also known as the security protector agent who protect the security of the investors. The government banks, private banks, and other financial institutions open demat account on behalf of these institutions. Means government bank, private bank, and all other financial institute open this type of demat account on behalf of this institute. Next one is the procedure of opening a demat account. The investor has to contact a bank or financial institution to open a demat account. Whenever any investor wants to open a demat account, at that time they have to consult any kind of private bank, government bank, as well as the financial institute who have a right to open this type of account. He has to provide information in the prescribed application form given by the institution. See, first of all, they have to fill the form which are already mentioned here, the prepared. Investor has to submit the following documents along with the application from the form to open a demat account. Whenever they want to open a demat account, at that time they have to attach the following documents with the application form. First one is the PAN card. You all are very well aware about the word PAN card. Residential proof. Either you have to present a Xerox copy of the ration card as well as the election card. Identity proof. PAN card, Aadhaar card, election card. That is the identity proof. Income tax return. If you are filing income tax return as a proof of your income, at the time they have to present the income tax return while opening a demat account. Passport size photo. 2 passport size photo is necessary. Investor has to give a client agreement on non-judicial stamp paper along with the application form. See, this is the non-judicial stamp paper, means the stamp paper you have seen of rupees 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, where the all legal activities and legal agreement should be done. That is known as the non-judicial stamp paper, and they have to prepare one kind of client agreement in this type of non-judicial paper. Next one is the expenditure of the demat account. Means while opening a demat account, at the time they have to open a demat account, and what type of documents, what type of investment, what type of expenses should be occur, and they have to understand it. Expenditure can be divided into 4 parts. First one is the account opening. See, expenditure can divided in 4 parts. First one is the account opening expense. Some bank charges fees and some do not for opening accounts. Means some banks charge fees and some are not applied. Annual maintenance fees. An annual fee is charged to maintain account. If you want to maintain account, at that time you have to charge some fees. Custodian fees. Fees is levied from the investors according to balance of shares per month in the demat account. While consulting every month how much share you have kept in your account, and as per that you have to mention the necessary custodian fees. Next one is the transaction fees. Transfer fees is charged according to number of share transaction. Means you have to pay a transfer fees according to the number of share which are left in your demat account. Next one is the advantages of the demat account. See, what is the advantage for opening a demat account? First one is the share transaction process becomes easy, correct, and speedy. See, share transaction, that is the selling or purchasing process become easy, fast, and correct. On the demat share transactions, charges are levied, so trading expenses is low on shares. See, demat share transaction charge are, but the levied this type of trading expenses is quite low. Demat account share can be hypothecated to bank as a security to obtain loan. Means demat account and the shares which are credited in your account you may present as a hypothecated as a security for getting a loan from the bank. Share, Shares are transferred immediately in a demat account after the purchasing of share. Whenever you purchase a share and the shares are immediately transferred in a demat account. There is no confusion or tension for it. So, no any kind of tension or confusion may occur for the transfer of share. The bonus share is immediately deposited in demat account after the issuance of the such share by the company. See, whenever you have get a bonus share, at that time immediately it can be deposited in the account. The bank provide on the online facility to demat account holder. See, bank provide online facility to the account holders. So investor may check and know latest position of their share stock and other particulars of account. Means they have any kind of investors who wants to check their latest position. At that time they will check on a demat account online. Online they can check as a one kind of application. It can be also used for the mutual fund. See, demat account also used for the mutual fund. It prevents transfer by the forged signature, stealing of the share, loss of share, share destroyed by fire, torn of share. See, this may prevent from the share problems where the share are torn or steal or lost in the fire. Share transfer is online, so it is helpful to NRI. See, whenever the demat procedure should be started, and at that time it is the process where it can be done online. So NRI can invest in the shares. They can invest their savings in the share stock of the Indian companies easily. See, NRI can invest the shares very easily because the procedure is online. Next one is the limitation of demat account. The investor faces loss due to the speculation activities in certain script in share market. See, the limitation of the demat account can be loss. Investor faces sometimes loss due to the fluctuations in the activities of the share market. The volume of the investment of the investor is less in the share market. See, at that time any kind of the limitations of the share market can be done. It is costly affair for him because he has to pay fees for the opening a account, annual maintenance fees, custodian fees and share transfer fees. See, if the volume of the investors is less, at that time they have to pay large fees for the custodian fees as well as the share transfer fees as well as so many fees for the transaction, and it is very quite costly for the small investors who want to little bit volume of the investment of the shares. So these are the basic information about the demat account. So you have to clear it the ideas for the same, and you have to learn it very carefully. So it becomes useful as far as your standard 12th is concerned. So I request you all to watch this video very carefully and understand the words which are mentioned as a part of the study for the demat account. So you all have to be ready for the standard 12th is concerned, and you have to watch it very carefully so you can understand it. So watch it carefully. Thank you very much.